So, where was the idea born from this?
Well, you know, it was a couple years ago, September of 2023, that I came out here with a group, and we were introduced to the owners here at the Mint, and they said they're going to go through an expansion. And we walked out. I walked outside where we're sitting right now, here inside this sports book here at the Mint. This was all a parking lot. Even where their bar is about 100 feet away, that was all parking lot. And they said, this is where we're going to expand. And I looked out, it's right along the final turn of the track. And I thought, oh man, this could be something special. You know, Kentucky did a heck of a great job with their regulatory environment set up.
As few as possible. It seems like they want.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kentucky's going to be a leadership state when it comes to gaming. You know, it's kind of went the opposite of what some of the big states have actually made some very bad moves recently.
See Illinois,
particularly Illinois.
Yeah.
But I think Kentucky's done a great job setting themselves up for a good long-term future in this industry, and it was significant enough that it definitely inspired us to make the decision to make this investment. So, combination of in the right location, the right regulatory environment, and we thought, okay, let's roll.
Well, I've talked to some people from other sports books, and they say, you know, that Kentucky took off better than other places, and their theory is that a lot of the people was already in the culture of betting on horses, betting on sports was a natural fit.
Yeah, I think there's something to that. I mean, you grew up in this great commonwealth that you know, everybody's involved in horse racing one way or another. People understand what a 2-to-1 favorite is.
Well, but our first race at 14.
We did.
You know, when you look at this, look at the history of a lot of the you know, a lot of the math comes out of Kentucky. So I would tell you, I think there's something to that. You know, I mean, well, I would say, like, I grew up in Detroit, so as a manufacturing company. You know, every Thanksgiving and every Christmas, my family's talking about manufacturing. You know, here I think everybody's talking about one element of math, one way or another. Whether it's a particular 3-year-old, whether it's odds on something, or whether it's a point spread. So it becomes natural. You know, you know, younger kids don't really realize how they're so indoctrinated in math. I just love the Kentucky environment so much that. It just embraces kind of everything that we do, and frankly, like I said, it inspired our company to make a very sizable investment here in Franklin.
When it's, you know, what, 96-97% of the gambling is done online, how do you build a place like this? I mean, what makes you want to do that when those are just, you know, the pure numbers of it?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, we've been asked to build a sports book in other jurisdictions where we're mobile only. But it just didn't make sense to do that. You know, in states where you have remote registration and remote funding, oftentimes it becomes easy to say, "Oh, I'm not going to make a capital investment in an area to a big retail sports book like this." But I thought this was a little bit different. I thought, you know, based upon proximity to some of the larger cities in Kentucky, we're not that far south of Bowling Green, and then obviously, you know, there's an advantage here. Tennessee does not have good regulations.
They have no retail.
And you know, I slept in Nashville last night, but I drove north.
Drove up here.
I did it on purpose. I wanted to see what the morning drive was like. I like seeing all the construction because it means it's going to get better. But we had a really easy drive, beautiful drive, and obviously, if you're someone who lives in Tennessee. Coming up here, that's part of the target market as well. That we think this is going to attract people to the state of Kentucky.
In the crowded, you know, online sports book marketplace, I mean, you got a lot of people in it. What is Circa's niche? How do you win? Are you trying? Seems to me you win with very tight lines and high limits. That's what else am I missing? What does Circa do that some of the others don't do?
Yeah, that's really our I would say claim to fame is that we take higher limits. We have low holds. We have the lowest holds basically in the industry. So that equates to tight.
I would say, yeah.
That equates to like tight splits. It doesn't mean you're always going to get the best line in Circa, but in general, you'll get the best line in Circa. You know, over looking at a number of games, and it may or may not make a difference in a particular bet you make today, but over the course of a month or over the course of the year, we believe, you know, this value that Circa brings to the table with better odds. it's going to make a big impact in your wallet at the end of the year.
But you don't do promos like the others. Why not?
No, because we do this thing where we say the promo is the price. We've always kind of taken this philosophy that, why do a big promo and then have a 16% hold? Right? I realize everybody is a different customer. I'm a big believer, by the way, that you really need to have 3 apps on your phone anyway. Whether you have one of the big national companies or one of the casino companies or Circa, I think it's really important to have at least 3 apps on your phone. If you're betting a football game, because of action and because you got to shop around. Think about it in life, how much time we shop around for everything. We shop around for cars. We shop around for homes incessantly. We shop around for a better interest rate. We shop around for everything. But it doesn't mean you pick up your app and like, okay, I'm going to go bet Kentucky -7.
Yeah.
You got to see if there's a 6.5 out there.
Right. Well,
Like I said, it might not make a difference today, but over the course of a year, it's going to make a difference.